Welcome to part of the redesigned studio. As you can see, it's still a work in progress as I have gaps in the wall behind me because there's actually a TV that's about to go up there, so stay tuned to the channel for that. What I have with me today is the brand new Pro HD 24 PoE switch from Ubiquiti, also known as my new favorite rack-mounted switch. It's got everything. Goodbye gigabit Ethernet. All of these Ethernet ports are 2.5 gigabits except for these last two, which are full 10 gigabit Ethernet ports. It's got Ether lighting on all of the Ethernet ports, as well as PoE++ power, up to 60 watts per port, with a total budget of up to 600 watts. Now it helps when you're doing your project planning to note that maximum consumption amount, because for the math people out there, if you do 60 times 22, which are the ports on here, you're going to have 1320 watts. Which this is not capable of doing. But this maxes out at 600 watts, so you're not going to be able to have everything running in every port at full power. But that's fine, because usually you have a couple of other switches and a couple of other cameras that show up in here that are not going to be running at full maximum PoE++ capacity, but still need a little bit of power, 10 watts, 20 watts, etc. It also has 4 10 gig SFP plus ports, which I'm going to use to connect to my UDM Pro Max, as well as my MVR Pro. Also in the box comes your standard hardware kit, complete with your braided power cable, which locks into the back of the unit, which is always nice for those who have never used one of these before. You also have your rack nuts, which Ubiquiti organizes so nice and neatly for us, but I will not be using because I am using the toolless mini rack, and it doesn't require any of that. You just slide it in and screw it in, and you're done. Also in the package here are your rack wings. Now let's head over to the rack and get it plugged in. Quick thanks to channel sponsor Movebot. Movebot is a super easy to use file transfer system. They make it super easy to move your files from on-prem to cloud or from one cloud to another cloud. My favorite Movebot feature is the ability to be able to quickly and easily see that all of your files are going where they're supposed to be and quickly address any errors that pop up. You can monitor the progress of your file transfers in a very straightforward way, which, given how nerve-wracking that can be, is a lifesaver. Files are not the only things that you're able to migrate with Movebot. You can also move emails, contacts, and calendars to other providers or also to backup solutions to make sure that your files are always protected. They support migrations between over 30 different platforms. So if you're looking to move files or emails or documents around in between clouds or on-premise to the cloud, go and check them out at movebot.io today. Now you may notice that I'm out of room in the mini rack. I'm going to be removing the USW Pro Max, which is perfectly fine because most of these ports are just gigabit anyway. All right, now to get everything unplugged, remove it from the rack and put in the new USW Pro HD. Now I'm going to take my new deck cable, put it in the UDM Pro Max, and down into the USW Pro HD to connect the network at 10 gig speeds. And I want to plug in my NAS directly below it. Okay, now that that is all booted up in the rack, wired correctly, see if you notice the goof that I made earlier in the video. Comment down below if you figure it out. Let's click to adopt the USW Pro HD 24 PoE. Alright, this should look familiar to anybody who has used Ubiquiti in the past. You have your port manager, which jumps in to all of the different things that are plugged into your switch here. You can see that I'm so far using 20 watts out of 600 total allocated. There's not much plugged into here, but I'm going to plug in the rest of the network shortly. As usual, you have your statistics over here, and then further settings, you are able to change the brightness of the ether lighting and whether or not you want it to breathe, which is that flashing on and off over here. You can change which colors are indicated for what. 10 gig is white. Let's change that to purple, because that's just awesome. You know what, let's change that to green, because that'll be high speed. And then this can be purple. Why not? There's something that I haven't actually seen before is you have the display rotation settings directly in here. This is likely part of Network 9.0, which just rolled out as of today. Hit apply changes and you're set. The Pro HD 24 PoE costs $999 and is available today. There is a non-PoE version coming next month for $599. Thanks for watching.